aqui agora com Alisson Timlin. Ela é a estrela de Fallen, um filme que estreia agora essa semana nos cinemas brasileiros e que fala sobre uma história de amor, sobre um triângulo amoroso, baseado nos livros escritos pela Lauren Kate. I wonder, you were like a veteran of the movie theater, of the theater business.
Yes.
You did Broadway, you did Gypsy, you did Annie. So how come that you decided you wanted to be an actress since you were so young when you started?
You know, that's the thing. I was really very certain of it at such a young age, and I was very lucky that my mom allowed me to explore that part of myself, because she otherwise I don't think wanted it to be my life necessarily. It's a hard business to be in, and I was really determined though, and so I just wanted to perform, and I loved singing and I loved acting, and being on stage was so magical, and it was a really different kind of childhood to have, but I think was so special and has definitely shaped who I am today. But yeah, that feeling of wanting to perform or be an actress has never left.
Oh, nice. And how come that you were involved with the Fall in the movie? And did you know when you started talking about being a part of about being loose, that the movie and the books, they would have this fan following that is so huge?
No, I mean, of course, I've done an adaptation of a book before when I did this film called Odd Thomas, and it was just totally different because the kind of fan base that Odd Thomas has is just a totally different group of people than the kind of passion that Fallen fans have.
You had the opportunity to work with Anthony Yelchin.
Yes, yeah, and I feel really lucky to have had that time with him, for him to have become someone in my life that I got to love and got to know so well, and that I can and always will miss him forever, but will always be able to see him and I together in that movie. That's a really cool part about it. But anyway, the fan base for Fallen, I mean, it's overwhelming in some ways, but it really was, I felt truly honored to have been, given the responsibility, and I treated it like so, and I wanted the fans to feel like they were on the journey with us while we were making it, and it's been such a cool part of this whole chapter of my life, is being able to communicate with them by Twitter or Instagram and kind of share these little tidbits, and to be here in Brazil has been so wonderful, because the Brazilian fans are so passionate and have always been from the very beginning, and I am so excited to be here and to meet some of these fans that I have been engaging with and have felt like such warm love from them for so long now.
You were at the Comic Con, so you had the opportunity to have a very close relationship with the fans, right?
Yeah, it was really totally emotional and moving to walk out onto the panel on Comic Con and see hundreds and hundreds of these fans that are so excited, and to watch them watch the trailer was just so cool, because you're there and you're making the movie, but it's a totally different thing when you're seeing people being affected by it right in front of you, and that was a really special experience.
And how was it, because you said that you had some shooting was made in Budapest. So how was it to have to shoot this movie so far away from home in a completely different environment?
Well, actually, I think that it ended up being so helpful to the film, because for all of us it was a brand new place, and we were all living in the same apartment complex. So in some kind of way, it kind of felt almost like going to boarding school or a summer camp or something, but just like these characters are all in Sword and Cross, away from home, and all they have is each other and the environment that they're in. So for us, I think that was a really cool part of it. And Budapest is such a beautiful city, and so we got to explore it together, and it was a really fun way to get to know one another and also bring us very close and very fast. And I think that really translates on screen with all of the different relationships with all the characters.
And which one was the scene that you enjoyed the most,
Mm-hmm.
and which one was the most difficult to shoot?
The scene that I enjoyed the most is the fencing scene. I think that I think it's just a really different scene than I've seen in other movies or in most movies. I think this very physical scene that evokes such an emotional response is something that I know happens to me in my real life, and I just thought that the way that it's kind of weaves in from the fencing to the medieval times fighting is so beautiful and so visceral, and I just think that the way it was translated on screen is really stunning. So it's my favorite one to watch. And the difficult ones, you know, the pool scene was difficult because, you know, you're in a pool and it was cold. And then also, yeah, the stuff where there's a lot of visual effects stuff with the wires. You know, it kind of made for a lot of like comedy of errors for us, and but yeah, it could be tricky at times to try to be in a scene and also feel a little bit like a puppet.
Well, congratulations!
Thank you so much.
And your interpretation.
Thanks.
And good luck.
Thank you so much. Great to meet you.
Great to meet you.